welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a very different video for me. It's a very personal video. There is not many people that I've told about my autoimmune disease. It is mainly just really close friends and family, but I just felt it was time to just sort of let you know. So there's a couple of reasons why I wanted to film this video. Firstly, it's for those out there that also have an autoimmune disease. I just wanted you to know that you can live a normal life and you're not alone, and if you need to talk to somebody or you need some reassurance, then talk to me, leave me some comments down below or DM me, private message me, because I've had this for 6 years now and I suppose I've gone through quite a few things. Yeah, it's just nice. It's nice to have some comfort there. And then the second reason why I wanted to film this video was because I haven't actually met anyone yet that has my autoimmune disease. So I have autoimmune hepatitis. Most people get diagnosed, I'd say 45 plus, and I got diagnosed with this when I was 18, so it's very young, which is a good thing to get diagnosed early. But yeah, I just haven't met anyone yet that has it, and I just really like to meet somebody really, so I can talk to them, see how they are and just stuff like that really. I'm also filming this video because it is an invisible illness, and there's so many invisible illnesses out there that just get taken for granted really, and I just wanted to spread awareness. So I've written it all down in my book as the things that I wanted to say. Bless you, Harry. Sorry, my dog just sneezed. Just so I didn't ramble on too much, because this video is probably going to be a long video. I will try to cut it down as much as I can. So I've split it into sections. So I'm going to talk about what my autoimmune disease is, and then going to talk about how I found out or how I was diagnosed, and then I'll talk about treatment and side effects. Afterwards I'm going to talk about how I am now and how I will be in the future, basically. Okay, so what is an autoimmune disease? An autoimmune disease, if you didn't know, is when your body attacks something or attacks an organ, and I have autoimmune hepatitis, which means my body attacks my liver. So basically my body thinks my liver shouldn't be there, so it attacks it, and I basically have to take tablets to stop my body attacking my liver. So as I said earlier, I was diagnosed when I was 18, so that's 6 years ago now, so I'm 24. So I just remember having a bad cold and a sore throat, and I remember my glands were really raised in my neck, and I still have them now. I have lumps underneath my armpits, which are glands, and they were just really painful and really raised. So I just went to the doctors basically. So the doctor did a blood test and I got my results back a couple of days later, and I found out that I had glandular fever. Glandular fever can make people really ill, but to be honest I was quite lucky. I only really suffered with tiredness and just my glands being really raised. So the doctor wanted to do just a few more blood tests, and it come back that I had an abnormal liver. I don't know, I was just kind of expecting to not have anything, like you just think you're not going to have anything and your results will just be normal. So my doctor referred me to a liver specialist, and I went and saw them, and they said they wanted to do a liver biopsy, which I didn't have a clue what that was. So I looked it up and they told me about it, and it was honestly probably the most traumatic experience I've had so far. I'm not going to go into detail in this video because this video is going to be long enough already, but if you do want to know what the liver biopsy was and how it went and how I felt, just leave some comments down below or let me know and I can film a separate video. So I had my liver biopsy and I got my results back, and that's when I found out that I had autoimmune hepatitis. So straight away I got put on a very high dose of steroid, which was called prednisolone. I think I got put on about 25 milligrams. They put you on steroids just because it is a very fast acting drug and it was going to fix it quickly. I've been on and off steroids now for the whole of 6 years, and steroids are okay. To be honest, I don't really get many side effects, but they're not great long term, I would say. I'm quite a tiny person as it is. They do weaken your bones. So as well as the steroids, I also got put on a drug called azathioprine. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a very strong drug, and that is basically what was going to stop my body attacking my liver. So I had no side effects with it whatsoever. I was fine, and then 3 months down the line, that is when the side effects kicked in. and yeah, it really wasn't good. So I've become very ill and I just started feeling really nauseous. If you are new to my channel, then you won't know this, but I have a phobia of being sick or just any sort of sickness, so this really wasn't great for me. Anyway, I carried on taking them because I had to, but then it got to the point that 2 hours after taking them, I just used to be sick. So I stopped taking the tablets because I didn't want to be sick anymore. And I spoke to the doctor and he prescribed me with some anti-sickness tablets, which, to be honest, these tablets could have worked, but although they didn't make me sick, I still felt really sick, and I just panicked because I was worried I was going to be sick. So I stopped taking the azathioprine completely, and I was like, no, I don't want to take this anymore. There's no point if it makes me feel really ill. So anyway, a week passed and my liver specialist said, he asked me to take them one more time just to make sure I didn't have a bug and it was just a coincidence. So I had to take them one last time, and that is definitely the sickest and illest I have ever been. It was awful. I remember I took them at night time because I thought hopefully I can sleep through the nausea. Yeah, it kept me up all night, and let's just say it came out of both ends. It was really like almost projectile. It was very forceful and it kept going on forever because I stupidly ate an entire bowl of food, and so I had to bring the whole lot up. But yeah, it was honestly the most traumatic. It was honestly awful. I've never been so sick in my life. So they tried me on a new drug called mercaptopurine. It's a very strong drug. It's basically a chemotherapy drug, and it's cytotoxic. So they use it for people that have like leukemia and stuff like that. So it is very strong. So because of the whole experience of the tablets making me really sick, and of course my phobia, I now have anxiety, I have panic attacks. At the time when I was at my worst, because I was so scared of being sick, I didn't eat and I lost a lot of weight. And I'm skinny as it is, and yeah, I remember I lost a lot of weight and I just become really skinny. I remember I went on holiday at the time and I couldn't even eat a minstrel. I mean, I love chocolate. I couldn't even eat a minstrel. That's how bad it was. I couldn't even eat chocolate. Because I just thought if I eat something, if I at least try to get something down, it's better than nothing, and I just couldn't eat it because I was just terrified. And yeah, I then got myself in this state. I also got depression after that because I was so skinny and I hated it. And I remember people used to just stare at me and comment, and yeah, it made me get depressed. I had suicidal thoughts. Yeah, it was a really bad time. Probably the worst time in my life, basically. Anyway, so 3 months passed from taking these drugs, and I realised that I haven't had any side effects, and I'm still taking the mercaptopurine drugs now to this date, and I've been fine. So I have put on a bit of weight. I'm still skinny, like it's just how I am. I'm not depressed anymore, you know. Obviously we still have down days, but yeah, so that's good. And I do still get panic attacks and anxiety, but that's just because of my phobia really. But yeah. So another thing that comes along with having autoimmune hepatitis, obviously, is my liver that's been attacked. So I can't drink any alcohol whatsoever. So I haven't actually drank alcohol now for 6 years. So I obviously got diagnosed with this when I was 18, which is when you're legally allowed to drink. I remember, well, my birthday's in March and I got diagnosed in October. Yeah, I managed to drink for a little while and go out a little bit and get a bit merry. But yeah, I've been sober for 6 years now, which is crazy. But to be honest, it doesn't bother me really. I also can't smoke, but I absolutely hate smoking anyway. So that, again, doesn't bother me at all. The thing I suppose I find difficult is I can't really take any medication. Obviously I can take the drugs that I'm on now to help my liver, but say I'm in pain or I have a headache or a cold, I can't really take anything. I can take one if I wanted, but I can't really take anything because everything sort of passes through your liver, and it will just damage it basically. Particularly like cough syrups and stuff like that, they all have alcohol in, so I can't take them. So if I'm ever in pain or anything, I just have to deal with it basically. Also with this, I have regular blood tests as well. I was recently on weekly blood tests. I think you've probably seen in my previous videos that I have like plasters on my arm where I've spoke about blood tests, but yeah, so I was having weekly ones, which obviously sucks. But now I'm on monthly blood tests, which isn't too bad. But I'm now going to talk about how I am now, so at present time. So it is 6 years on. I'm still on steroids, but I'm on different ones at the minute. I'm on ones called, I think they're called budesonide. So they're not as strong as prednisolone, which is nice. But yeah, I'm on those at the minute because I find every time my liver flares up and it becomes abnormal again, they have to put me on steroids to lower it down. And then I come off steroids and then my liver flares up again, so then they put me on steroids, and at the minute it's just a vicious circle. They then tried putting me on mercaptopurine, but a medicine form, because I kept forgetting to take my tablets. And that was quite recently, I suppose that was about 4 months ago, and it made me feel really ill. I don't know why the medicine form is different to the tablet form, but it just made me feel so unwell, and yeah, I'm not going to explain the side effects, but it just made me really unwell. So I come off that, and it just took a little while for it to get out of my system. I think at that point I had a little break from YouTube. I missed a couple of videos just because I just wasn't feeling well at all. So yeah, me doing this video obviously explains stuff like that as well. But yeah, now I'm back on the tablets. I'm remembering to take them, which is great. So what they've done is they've upped the dose of my mercaptopurine, basically just because I need more strength. And then at the minute I'm just seeing if I can sort of tolerate that, because obviously the higher the doses, the more likely you are to have side effects. So at the minute I've had my dose up to, I think it's been 2 months now, and it normally takes about 3 months for it to kick in. So hopefully, I'm hoping that I don't start having any side effects, because that won't be very nice. But yeah, if I can tolerate them, then hopefully I won't have to go on steroids quite so much. So recently they wanted to do another biopsy, and I was like, I'm not having that. No, I'm not having another biopsy, no way. So they've come up with a new thing now, which is called a fibroscan, and it was so much better. It was completely painless. So yeah, it basically just tests the hardness of your liver. And my results come back, they were amazing. They were really good results, so that's good, because my liver isn't like scarred, which is great. It is great news. I almost cried of joy when I found that out. So also with the problems with my liver, I do have jaundice. I don't know if you noticed, but the whiteness of my eyes aren't very white, to be honest. They are a little bit yellowy. I mean, I haven't noticed that my skin is yellow. I don't look like a Simpson yet. Yeah, I definitely have like sort of yellowy eyes, which isn't very nice, but it can't be helped. So yeah, that is how I am at the minute. I'm now going to talk about the future. So the mercaptopurine, or the tablets, I will have to take for the rest of my life, which does suck, but you know, there's so much more worse things out there, so you know, I have it easy really. And also, if I don't take the tablets, basically my liver will just fail, and then I'd have to have a transplant if I could. So that is basically everything really. I've tried to talk about things quite briefly. I could have gone into more detail, but this video is going to be so long already. But yeah, if I didn't explain anything very well, or if you have any further questions, or if there's just anything you want to know, then just leave a comment down below and I will definitely get back to you. So yeah, that is this week's video for you. I know it is a bit of a different one, and it's not so much of an upbeat one as normal, but I just really wanted to let you guys know, yeah, just so you know a bit more about me. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week with another video. Bye!